You found it. Your home for the best content on your favorite team, the Fighting Tigers of LSU. Do us a favor, subscribe to the channel, leave your comments below, and be sure to smash that like button.
Continuing our conversation with Maason Smith, if you're just joining us, had a chance earlier today to visit with the LSU defensive lineman, courtesy of our friends at Gordon McKernan Injury Attorneys. It was about a 30-minute conversation, so we split it in two parts. First part, we talked about his injury, his rehab, his recovery, how his offseason has gone. This is more getting into the weeds of his relationship with Brian Kelly, third defensive line coach in as many years, and getting ready for what we all hope is going to be an awesome season. We continue our conversation with LSU defensive lineman Maason Smith.
Hey, let's talk a little bit about this coaching staff. 3 years at LSU. This is your third different defensive line coach.
Yeah.
You went from Coach Carter to Jamar Cain last year, and now Jimmy Lindsey. How does that affect your position group when you have that much turnover at that spot?
I think it definitely does. Not much so as me or kind of like the older guys, but more the younger guys. Like, because when you're younger, you definitely need somebody like to teach you and develop you. So having that trust as a younger guy to a new coach is kind of different because you really got to hone in and learn from them. You see, like when I was a freshman, I had O and Coach Carter there and Coach G. Gerald Chapman on the Tulane now, and they all taught kind of like the similar ways or like the similar modes of play that they would call it. And like getting with Coach Cain, like he switched it up. He did a little different thing. And Coach Lindsey, he switched it up. He did a little different. So, I mean, they're all three great teachers. But it's just, I feel like it's hard for the younger guys to trust what they're learning when it just came around.
Does we talked to Coach Pete Jenkins a few months back, and one of the things he told us is that Jimmy Lindsey actually, he's known Matt House for a long time, and their sort of philosophies are very similar. Does that make sense?
Yeah, for sure. I definitely think that Coach Lindsey and Coach House's game plans both fall in line, because like you said, they worked, I think it was Western Kentucky or something a long time back. But yeah, we still do the same stuff though at the same time. Like Coach Lindsey has a different aspect. Like he was just telling us some different things that I've personally never heard of. But it's all working out and it's all gonna be good.
Yeah. Who else is we also saw Mekhi Wingo just have a massive year last year. You got hurt, someone had to step up, he was the guy.
Yeah.
Jay Roy's gone, we know that. Who are the guys in that defensive line that are really standing out to you right now?
Well, I mean, I think collectively as a group we all getting better day by day.
Got a lot of transfers though.
Yeah. A lot of the transfer guys though, they definitely, I can say one thing about all the guys. This group definitely loves to work. Like you come to practice knowing that you're gonna have to work, and that's what you need in the defensive line because you can't just have one or two dudes. You gotta have all dudes, going in one direction. So I mean, some of the guys like Tank, he's stepping up. Jacoby and Guillory, Mekhi, Savion, obviously. Jordan Jefferson's getting back from injury. He looking good. Strong dude. Parashan looking good. Even the younger guys, Tajee Hill, Fitzgerald West, them dudes looking solid out there too. It's all really about learning and progressing. And I can't forget Quincy. Quincy, a freak of nature. Well, when I look at him, I think more than me. And people say I'm a freak, man. That's a freak, dude. You can't. It's just different. But Quincy getting better, man. They just learning both. I feel like the more you hone on your mental of the game, like being able to process plays before they happen, like back this way, I got to line this way. I know I'm about to get these few blocks, or the back lined up this way, the back and pistol. Like just being able to think about quick things like that, like pre-snap reads, it'll help them out a lot. So just growing up and just getting that experience, time on task is really all it takes. But collectively, we definitely getting better.
Maason Smith with us here on behalf of Gordon McKernan Injury Attorneys. I've asked this question to guys a lot over the years, and I'm curious your answer. There's always a guy who might be young, who maybe hasn't gotten the field time yet, but in practice you all see, you're like, oh man, that dude's just different. Like it's going to happen. You kind of maybe talked about it a little bit with Quincy. There might be the answer. But who's the guy that maybe fans don't know yet? Any position, any side of the ball, where you're like, that guy always pops.
Back to that question. Let me think
All
about it.
right,
A little bit.
you think about it as long as you want. Hey, I do want to ask, because we talked about the defensive line. I want to ask about the offensive line.
Okay.
So last year, I remember Coach Kelly let the media come watch a lot of fall camp. We even got to watch some scrimmages, which hadn't happened here in 25 years. Yeah. And we saw a day that y'all were running full squad, full length of the field scrimmages. And there was a goal line situation where you annihilated 3 consecutive plays. You may not remember it, but I have it charted, actually. Like, you had a TFL, you had like a forced fumble, and then you chased Nussmeier back about 20 yards, and he heaved one into the end zone that nearly got picked. Like, nobody could block you last year.
Yeah.
And as we saw early in the season, the offensive line had some struggles.
Yeah.
But by the end of the year, they found their footing.
Yeah.
How much better is that group now than what you were playing against in fall camp last year?
Well, I mean, left to right, Dave Al just got a lot better. You know, Will, that was his first game. You know, that's a big ask. Like, what people don't really understand is about the SEC, going in as an 18-year-old going against a 23-year-old, that's a whole different life. Like, coming from playing against 17-year-old, 16-year-old boys to going against grown men with kids, some of them, it's just different. So, I mean, them dudes definitely got a lot better. I mean, I told Will this and Emery, like, your progression from your freshman year to your sophomore year is way different. Like, it's just, you more there mentally, you more there physically. So I think just with a whole added year, you know, Will already who he's supposed to be, you know, and he gonna do what he do. Yeah. And left guard, we probably, I'm not even 100% sure how the offensive line, but from what I would say, Deli, he always been a solid guy, you know, solid, good athleticism. Charles always he the thinker of the group, he the speaker of the group, and he likes those guys follow Charles. And that's what people don't understand, is that they follow Charles, and Charles do a good thing, you know, he run his feet, everything. Miles Frazier getting better. Just a whole year SEC play. Now he know what he came for, you know. Now he know what he got himself into. Now he know how to handle himself. And then Emery just gonna get better.
They were impressive to watch. Their development throughout the course of the year was a big reason why the team had the success it did. What about 2023 goals? Do you like personal goals for you? I mean, team goals has got to be to win the national championship. But walk me through maybe some personal goals, some team goals.
I'll go with team goals. I know we definitely want to obtain a national championship, but that's everybody. I think really we just want to maximize our most effort, like maximize our effort or our potential. Like, you know, people always talk about LSU, great athletes, but never really get it done. I really feel like this is the time for us to do that, and I feel like we got the best pieces in the right places just to get that done. And I think everybody collectively as a group, the whole staff, I think we are working for that. And I think that's the only goal that we can really have, you know. But definitely we're going to take that week by week, and we're going to assess what we got to assess every week. But that's the ultimate end goal. And, I mean, personal goals, I mean, I just want, like I said with the team, maximize our potential. I want to maximize my potential. I just want to be who I am. I don't really have to fake it for nobody. I ain't going to say that I mean, I definitely want to win some trophies, but I mean, you know, that's out of my hand, you know, but I would love to win the Outland Trophy or the Nagurski Trophy. You know, I hadn't thought about stuff like that, but I'm just really just ready to maximize my full potential and show what I could do. That's all I'm worried about. I ain't worried about nothing else, no sacks, no nothing. I'm just ready to maximize my potential. You go through ops and you see all of Glenn Dorsey's, like the shrine to Glenn Dorsey. You think that could be me? Yeah, I think that could be me, honestly. Honestly, I do. What's your relationship like with Brian Kelly? You know, when he first got to school, we honestly didn't talk a lot. But after a while, he definitely came around. But I don't really see him as much right now. But during the season, it's always cordial. You know, we talk nice, cool here and there. But he just a real good coach, like a real good person, businessman. Like he treats us like NFL players. So you're not really gonna talk to your coach in the NFL, your head coach. But the thing is, when you do talk to him, it's deliberate, which I like that, you know.
Yeah.
But he just a very professional man, you know, cool dude though.
Speaking of the NFL, you think it all about the draft?
I mean, obviously I do, just because that's been a big dream of mine since I was 6 years old, but can't really think about it right now. I mean, I got a whole season for me. I'm just trying to think about all that, everything else to fall in line for itself.
Do you all have you circled the Florida State game? Like, is that this is the biggest opener for LSU since 2011?
Oh yeah.
LSU played. I don't know if you remember this, but LSU played Oregon.
Yeah.
It was a top 5 matchup, and the whole offseason was LSU Oregon. LSU Oregon. It was the whole thing.
Yeah.
Oregon had just played in the national championship game the year before, and it pushed everything that entire offseason. Is that how this is? I mean, this is the marquee game of the opening weekend.
I know I'm definitely ready for it. And I know the guys ready for it, just because losing that game, I don't want to say nothing that I'm not supposed to say, but losing that game, I just feel like we shouldn't have lost that game at all. I just feel like with the circumstance that we was in, all the bad plays that we made, and we still lost by 1, that shows you something. And I don't really have to say nothing else. Like, you know, we definitely want to win that game just because we feel like that game got stolen from us the year before. And we're a whole different team now, a lot more chemistry, so we're going to see what it is. But we definitely working for that game. You know, we ain't never, ever since last year, ever since September 4th of 2022, we ain't never forgot. And I damn sure ain't never forgot, so I'm ready for it myself.
Remember the date?
Oh, yeah. 300 and, I don't even know, 360 something.
Getting close.
Yeah, 360 some days apart.
Maason Smith with us on behalf of Gordon McKernan Injury Attorneys. I know you're part of the G team.
Oh, yeah.
What's that been like for you, that opportunity?
It's been a great experience, you know, just really getting myself out there and doing different stuff that I haven't done before. Just like really doing charity work. Like we done some charity work with the team and stuff like that, but like the bike giveaway, you know, it was just a great environment to be around. Just seeing all them people's faces, all those little kids' faces, you know, that's just good things to be around. Or just doing some of the production days, like, you know, creating commercials, doing content. I just like I said, I'm in school for broadcasting, so it's like it's just a tune-up for me. At the same time, it give me like help. It give me practice on having to do it because I take classes like this, like so. It just give me practice, and I love it. It's been good. I'm definitely thankful for having the G team.
A lot of people excited to watch you play here in about a month or so, man. We appreciate you coming in today.
Yes, sir.
Hey, thanks so much for watching. Please leave your comments. I love to interact, and be sure to hit the red subscribe button below.